Hi, and welcome to Best in Tesla News, episode 248. I am finally back in Denmark and back to the studio, so everything back to normal. So we had a record number of legacy automakers this week cutting costs as their profits are shrinking away. And the Cybertruck is expanding to new markets and crushing all doubters. BMW is continuing the clown show with hydrogen. And Mercedes is showing off that they have lost their edge as a technology leader. And Joe Rogan said Tesla makes other cars feel stupid. And apparently Tesla's new Model Y, the Juniper, has started rolling off the assembly line. And Elon Musk makes another win this week. And Tesla has made a new patent for batteries. All of this and much more in today's episode. Let's dive right in.
Let's put our living stereo stylus in this groove.
So, despite the narrative of Tesla struggling, the company has significantly grown its presence in China, and as we can see with Q3 earnings, it is actually the Germans that are truly struggling right now. If we zoom out a bit and look back over the last 5 years in China's sales, Tesla went from selling around 50,000 units in 2019 to over 610,000 units in 2023. And Tesla is maintaining growth here in 2024, where they still are about 30,000 units in front of last year. But let's see how the Germans are doing, because Volkswagen, once a top automaker in China over the same period, has seen a sharp decline from 4.2 million vehicles sold in 2019 to projected about 3 million vehicles here in 2024. Marking a 28.5% drop over 5 years, largely due to the rise of local EV makers and Tesla. BMW experienced a 48% drop in profits in Q3 2024, with a significant decrease in sales in China, leading to reduced turnover and profit margins. Despite this, BMW's BEV sales grew by 10.1%, showing some resilience in the electric vehicle adoption, so that is very nice. Mercedes saw a 6.7% revenue drop and a 52% decrease in net income from the previous year. Notably, their BEV sales in China dropped by nearly 50%. Audi's profits also plummeted by 91%, earning only 106 million euros compared to the previous year. Sales dropped by 16%, with significant job cuts planned due to competitive pressure and plant closure in Brussels. And Audi's units sold also fell to 407,000 units in Q3. So in 2024, Tesla has actually surpassed Audi in global unit sales, with 1.29 million units against Audi's 1.25 million units, reversing expectations from a few years ago where Audi aimed to outpace Tesla in electric vehicles, as they said they would catch up with 7-mile boots. But now Tesla has caught up with them and actually overtaken Audi in overall unit sales, including their ICE sales. And to put a little more salt in the wounds of the German automakers that are bleeding badly, Tesla has increased their wages at the Berlin factory by 4% and converted 500 temporary positions to permanent, contrasting with German manufacturers who are cutting jobs, closing plants, and reducing wages. BMW said they would have to cut wages as well as Volkswagen that said they would cut wages by 10%. So while German automakers' stock fell due to poor performance, Tesla stock rose after its Q3 earnings call, which rarely happens, and further boosted by the political change in the US that made Tesla stock jump up over 15% to almost $300, a new 52-week high. And Bank of America also increased their price target for the Tesla stock to $350, up from their previous $265, following the recent US election outcome. outcome. So it seems like more analysts are seeing the election as a positive for Tesla, as they are now going to get help from the government and not trying to hurt Tesla like the old government. And Tesla stock ended the week off with $321, getting back over that $1 trillion in market cap. But the trouble Volkswagen is in is being talked about openly by the CEO, as Alex could report on X. Volkswagen Group CEO Oliver Blume said in an interview, "The weak market demand in Europe and significant lower earnings from China rivals decades of structural problems at Volkswagen," he said last Sunday. Volkswagen is simply too expensive at home. Our cost in Germany must be massively reduced. Our labor costs here, for example, are often more than twice as high as the average for our other European locations. It's just strange that Tesla can produce the industry-leading margin in Germany, but the Volkswagen Group can't, isn't it? Oliver Blume is either lying or he doesn't know any better, and both are a sign of incompetence. The problem that the Volkswagen Group has is not Germany or its labor or its energy cost, but that there is hardly any innovation compared to leading competitors. Structural problems cost high cost, and the production technology is outdated, and the massive variety of products and variants is a cost driver in addition to the different powertrains. I could continue. Such statements in interviews make me worry because they show that the Volkswagen Group's top management has still not understood what problem they have and thus can solve it. Yes, and it has been 4 years since Herbert Diess realized that Volkswagen takes 3 times longer to produce their EVs versus Tesla. But they have done nothing to improve this over the last 4 years. If this is their pace of innovation, or no innovation, I really don't see them surviving this shift to EVs, and that will be very expensive for the German taxpayers that will be forced to bail Volkswagen out, as they are just too big to fail. The Cybertruck is invading Canada, opening up a new big pickup truck market, at the same time that Ford is pausing its F-150 Lightning production, and will do about 5 times less in sales of the Lightning this year than they thought just a year ago. And Joe Tegma shared this Tesla empty parking lot for the Cybertrucks that was filled with Cybertrucks to the brim only weeks ago and wrote, "Where are all the Cybertrucks gone?" But as Joe wrote and Moa shared on X, they are all invading Canada. Or as Nick wrote, the Cybertruck apocalypse has now reached Toronto. Holy. So the new big market for pickup truck has just opened up for the Tesla Cybertruck. It is simply going to crush the F-150 Lightning in sales in its first year of production. Just insane how the Cybertruck is making someone like Ford look unproductive and useless as an electric car manufacturer. Remember, Ford said in 2021 that they would double their production of their F-150 Lightning from 40,000 to 80,000 because of all the demand they saw. And then in 2022, they doubled it again from 80,000 to 160,000 for 2024. And that was also why so many Tesla haters were out saying it is over for Tesla and the Cybertruck, because Ford has already started production and their F-150 Lightning in 2024 will sell about 160,000 units. But then, by the end of 2023, Ford suddenly started backtracking and halved their production target for 2024 back to 80,000 units. Because they are still losing between $40,000 to $60,000 on every unit they sell. So to save Ford from losing about $2.5 to $5 billion, they decided to cut back on their 2024 target and will only be losing about $5 billion instead of losing potentially up to $10 billion. But Ford has only sold 22,807 F-150 Lightning in the first 3 quarters of 2024. And now they're stopping production of the F-150 Lightning. So it looks like they will not even be able to sell 40,000 units that was their original target like 4 to 5 years ago. If they are lucky, they might end up with 30,000 units sold. Tesla has already sold more than that with their Cybertruck so far this year. So Ford will sell about 82% lower than their target of 160,000 units. Can you imagine if that had been Tesla? they would have been slaughtered in the mainstream media. But when it's Ford, well, we doesn't hear much noise about it. But this is such a big blow to Ford. We are talking about the F-150 pickup truck here. The F-Series has been the best-selling pickup truck series in the US for the last 47 years. But as the world is transitioning to EVs, the electric version of the popular truck is failing Ford. And that's not good, as this is Ford's bread and butter. It's hard to talk about a demand problem for electric pickup trucks when the Cybertruck is already the third best-selling EV in the US overall, and already selling more than the Lightning that has been out for 2.5 years. And this is the Cybertruck's first full year. So I guess the haters were once again wrong, and my prediction that the Cybertruck, even though it might come out last, will still quickly overtake every other EV pickup truck on the market has come true. So you can listen to the so-called expert that said that the Cybertruck was just a niche product and only for Silicon Valley people, or when it comes to things about Tesla, you might want to listen to us in the Tesla community, as we have a much better track record about predicting what will happen with Tesla in the future. Just like I said 5 years ago, that the Cybertruck would be a rolling billboard for so many companies that would love to have a Cybertruck and put their name on the side of the truck, as this would attract a lot of attention. And this week we saw yet another celebrity driving up in their Cybertruck, and this time it was Mark Wahlberg that arrived in his Cybertruck and with his Chiquilla brand on the side of the truck, of course. So yes, that 5-year-old prediction has also come true, and to top it off with the Cybertruck news of this week, the Cybertruck was in a crazy accident that completely destroyed the Cybertruck. But luckily, the Cybertruck is so safe that even after the truck looked like this after the accident, the people still walked away from this alive. If this doesn't convince you that Tesla has engineered the safest pickup truck in the world, I don't know what will. Had this been the F-150 Lightning in this accident, the outcome might have been much worse. So not only is Tesla beating Ford in unit sales of the F-150 Lightning against the Cybertruck, but Tesla has also stolen the title of the toughest pickup truck alive. EV or ICE, it doesn't matter.
You want a truck that's tough? You want a truck that's really tough, not fake tough?
Ford's slogan, "Build Tough," just sounds so hollow now. It should be "Build Tough, just not as tough as a Tesla." And BMW continues the clown show with hydrogen, and Mercedes, which used to be the flagship in tech and cars, has fallen from grace over the last decade. So in 2023, approximately 14,451 hydrogen fuel cell vehicles were sold worldwide. This figure reflects a decrease from previous year, with sales falling by more than 30% compared to 2022. Hydrogen peaked in 2021, and that great market is what BMW plans to enter in 2028. With their very inefficient hydrogen car. Here is a little chart to illustrate the stupidity here. Yes, hydrogen is on this chart, but their numbers are just so low that you can't see them on the chart. And here is a little chart showing how much energy we waste on hydrogen instead of just putting the electricity straight into your EV conveniently at home while you sleep and get much more miles for your dollar. And their German colleague Daimler has, after 30 years of development, stopped hydrogen for passenger vehicle because it is too costly. But BMW still continues the stupidity. And BMW already have very nice EVs and is already 90% BEVs. So what the hell are they doing? Wasting money on this technology that is already dead. I don't think no one knows. Probably not even BMW. But Mercedes is discontinuing remote service for vehicles equipped with, are you ready? Hold on. 2G and 3G communication models due to network shutdown. This affects various features including remote locking and unlocking, vehicle location tracking, remote status check, preconditioning at charging stations, which means no hardware upgrade to 4G and 5G is offered by Mercedes. Models from 2018 and 19 are affected. So Mercedes used 2G and 3G models in 2019. Now that is just insane. For smart EQ vehicles, all remote control service will be terminated by the end of this year. This particularly impacts remote climate control, charging monitoring, and other connected features. This highlights a significant challenge in automotive connectivity, where relatively young vehicles lose functionality due to cellular network evolution, with no upgrade path provided by manufacturers. Kind of embarrassing from a car manufacturer that was supposed to be the leader in technology in cars, but that time has long gone. If you get a Tesla, well, they just get better and better over time with over-the-air update. Mercedes car is just getting old, outdated, and getting worse, getting features taken away from them. But their quality, yes, that has also fallen a long way as they're trying to cut costs. Now they're just building plastic cars that cost $200,000. And let's squeeze in the last short news topics into this news show. Yes, it's time for the Tesla shorts. I saw this chart this week. That EV, so both BEVs and hybrids, now represent 19% of passenger vehicle sales around the globe. 5 years ago, EVs had a share of less than 3%, so it has grown more than 6x over the last 5 years. If it grows 6x over the next 5 years again, well, there are no more pure ICE cars left on the market. And Le Raffle shared this list of top 10 countries that are furthest along the transition curve to BEVs. And as we know, Norway is of course number 1. But then my little country of Denmark is now number 2, getting close to 50% BEVs. But in October, Denmark also set a new BEV record in Denmark of 61.3%. So 50% that was trailing 12 months, but we are already quite few steps further ahead than that. And then we have Sweden at number 3, so Scandinavia is still the area that is leading the way with BEV adoption. But in the top 10, we of course also have China, the biggest car market in the world, that is already trailing 12 months at 26% BEVs. So still just funny to see so many people not thinking BEVs are the future. Well, for us here in Scandinavia, it is not the future. It is already the present. And the biggest market is shifting fast, so of course the rest of the world will follow. But it is not just the German automakers that are struggling. This week, Nissan Motors said it would slash 9,000 jobs, cut globally production capacity by a fifth, while revising its annual profits outlook sharply lower. The automaker is battling headwinds in China and the United States. The company cuts its annual operating profit forecast by 70% to 150 billion yen, or close to $1 billion, marking its second downward revision after its 17% cut earlier this year. Yes, I think most people are starting to get that the legacy automakers are generally in trouble. And now we also have automotive bloggers that are saying it. Autoblogger has released a list of legacy automakers and brands that it thinks may not survive the EV transition. And Sawyer made a nice list of the companies that they talked about in their article. And as you can see, there are a lot of legacy automakers like Ford, Volkswagen, Toyota, etc. So it seems like it is no longer just us Tesla fanboys that are saying the legacy automakers might not survive this. But with the collapse we are seeing right now, it is not hard to predict it anymore. And Tesla is planning to build a second massive 168-stall supercharger. This one will be in Coalinga in California, 1 hour north of the other 168-stall supercharger, and it will also have solar canopies and battery storage. So like I said about the last one, this is the future of charging stations. Huge with a lot of stalls, help run with solar and battery storage. And Joe Rogan had Elon Musk on again, and Joe explained it very well why Tesla is selling so well and other EVs are not, as he is about to get his third Tesla. As he said, "I love them. Teslas make other cars feel stupid." Exactly. Like he also said, it's unlike any other vehicle. Yep. And shared mobility platform Bolt is introducing 30 bright green Teslas in Brussels to expand its taxi service in the Belgian capital as part of a wider European initiative. Nice. And Elon had another win this week, as Alex wrote on X. The Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals upheld a jury verdict that cleared Elon Musk of all allegations of having misled investors in 2018 funding secure tweet for taking Tesla private. This 6-year nonsense lawsuit is finally put to bed. Another win for Elon Musk, and Elon replied, justice prevails. Meanwhile, none of the many short sellers who eagerly manipulated Tesla stock for years and lied repeatedly on TV has been prosecuted. Not one. And Tesla made a new video about just how quiet their new refreshed Model 3 is. And I will say that was one of the things that I talked about in my review of the car, that it was just so quiet. And Tesla shared one of Hallmark's catalog's videos about just how smooth Tesla's full self-driving has become, that is driving him around for 25 minutes in San Francisco with no intervention, driving smoother than a human. And as Tesla wrote, your car can drive you almost everywhere. Not in the future, today. All you have to do is supervise. Yep, and as Hallmark wrote, the smoothest, most natural self-driving I ever experienced was built entirely around computer vision, with end-to-end neural nets. It is clearly the way forward. And Alex reshared this post on X about SpaceX Starlink. I have to say I was blown away. I simply plugged it in, waited roughly 5 minutes for it to orientate and locate itself, and then 200 megabit per second connectivity in the middle of nowhere with up to 25 concurrent connections. Seriously, we could not even get a cell phone signal where we are, and now we are getting unbelievable connectivity. I don't know if this is technological white magic, but a massive thumbs up to Starlink. This could be a game changer for all connectivity going forward. Yep, and now Elon is suddenly friends with the coming president of the United States. I think that every American that lives in rural areas will get high-speed internet connections very fast, instead of the train wreck we saw before, where $42 billion were relocated to making internet to rural areas, but after 3 years, basically none have got a single internet connection. Elon would change that in 2025. And apparently Tesla's new Model Y, the Juniper, has rolled off the assembly line in Shanghai factory, according to sources. So it seems we are getting very close to getting the new refreshed Model 3 out on the streets. And the team at Teclogic has taken the user interface of your Tesla to completely new highs.
You'll still have your instrument panel with all the vital car information in view, and if it gets in the way, you can easily minimize or move it aside. Remember how inconvenient it can be to open the glove box or switch the wiper modes in a Tesla? A simple swipe reveals a compact control panel with all the essential functions. We've also added a range of commands that Tesla doesn't provide. Want to adjust the passenger seat? Or open the door for your passenger? Preheat the battery for faster charging? It's all right there at your fingertips. Prefer using navigation apps like Waze or Google Maps? No problem. They now work seamlessly, fully integrated with your car. On the road and need to attend a meeting, reply to an email, or send a voice message? No problem. Access any app you need with ease. Screenmate allows you to connect your phone and use it as the dashboard. Everything you need is included. This frees up your Tesla screen for your passengers' entertainment. Taking your child to school and they're bored, play them cartoons from any service while you stay focused on driving. Screenmate is equipped with a USB HDMI video input, allowing you to connect any device with a video output. Waiting while your Tesla charges? Plug in a portable console and enjoy gaming on the big screen. And finally, you can connect a front camera. No more worrying about hidden posts or barriers damaging your bumper. Screenmate. Enjoy the Tesla you've always wanted.
I will leave a link down below if you want to check it out and order yours. Tesla has made a new patent that describes novel blending cathode active materials combining iron phosphate-based materials with minimal of nickel acid-based materials and methods for their manufacturing. The invention achieves superior battery performance while significantly reduce the use of expensive elements. Well, that sounds very good and sounds very Tesla-like. And we all remember Biden saying GM was the leader in EV, and now GM has proudly shown that they have produced and sold 300,000 EVs in the US. But in the past 6 months, the true leader in EVs, Tesla, has sold as many EVs in the US as General Motors has sold over the past 10 years. Tesla has already surpassed 2.8 million units, nearly 10x more than GM. Mary, you did it. You led, and it mattered. And SpaceX shared a new video of their Starship 5th test flight, and it is just an amazing video. You should definitely check it out. And they are ready to do the 6th test flight on the 18th of November. Can't wait for that. And if you think the US would be anywhere close to the dominance in the space industry as they are today thanks to SpaceX, try to look at this chart. The domination from SpaceX is beyond anything I have ever seen in any industry. This is just nuts. There is just no company on Earth like SpaceX. And Tesla has entered a new market as they started deliveries of their Model 3 and Model Y in the Philippines. Nice. And the Cybertruck did receive a reward this week, a golden steering wheel in Germany from Autobild und Bild am Sonntag for the coolest car. No shit, Sherlock. And Stellantis said on Wednesday it is laying off about 1,100 employees at its Jeep Gladiator plant in Toledo, Ohio, as it works to improve efficiency and reduce inventory across its North American operations. But we are not done with legacy automakers cutting costs just yet. Jim Farley, Ford CEO, has implemented a new performance-based bonus plan. So that's great, but shouldn't this have always been the case? According to Reuters, managers in particular could see their extra check slashed by as much as 65%. Good move from Ford to only reward employees if they perform, but scary to think that that was not already the case. These companies are just pissing away money. And in this new show alone, I have now been talking about 7 big car brands or groups that are desperately trying to cut costs because they are underperforming. You really have to be blind to not see what is happening right now. And before we end off with a bit of fun, I just want to make a quick shout out to my new supporters of this new show. My new YouTube member, Nigel Shakes. Thank you so much for your support. I am doing this all by myself, but you guys are all the producers of this new show. Thank you. And let's end off with a bit of fun. To all you Americans after the election, because you guys are very emotional when it comes to politics, well, now it's all over. So remember, no fighting.
No fighting. No fucking fighting. No fighting. No fucking fighting! Good. Get the fucking...
That is all we have time for in this new show. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button. It really does help this video out a lot so others can find it on YouTube. And if you did like it, maybe you want to consider hitting that subscribe button, notification bell, so you don't miss out on future episodes just like this one. And if you're already a subscriber to the channel, thank you so much for the support. But if you want to support the channel even more, remember you can, for as little as $1, become a patron of this channel or become a member of the YouTube channel to get a shout out as some extra perks like early access, ad-free versions of my videos, exclusive videos. So hit the members button or check out Patreon to find out more. And don't forget to follow me on X. I post pretty much all the news as it comes out and a lot more. And check out the merch store to get some merchandise and support the show. It is also possible to support the show without becoming a member or a patron. There is a donation option down below or on my website bestintesla.com. You can also become an executive producer and get news articles, exclusive videos, behind the scenes, and access to all my research, charts and spreadsheet also on bestintesla.com, or as simple as hitting the super like button. And thank you for watching. And until next time, take care out there and be nice.